If you're watching this, chances are you're asking a very honest question. Is the KitchenAid 9-cup food processor really going to make my cooking routine easier? Or is it just another flashy appliance I'll stop using after 2 weeks? That's a smart thing to consider, because while food processors promise speed and convenience, the reality is that many of them are either too bulky, too weak, or just frustrating to use. And if you've ever dealt with one that's hard to assemble or a pain to clean, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through what this KitchenAid model actually offers, what it does well, where it could trip you up, and how it fits into real kitchens like yours. Not the showroom kind. The kind with dinner to make, dishes to do, and not a lot of patience for complicated gadgets. Let's start with the basics. This is a 9-cup capacity processor with a compact upright build. It's designed to chop, shred, slice, knead, and puree. And it claims to do all that without the usual hassle. It features a twist-free, one-click bowl assembly, 3 simple speed buttons, and a sealed bowl that won't leak all over your counter. Everything is supposed to nest inside for easy storage, and it's dishwasher-safe, which sounds great on paper. But does it actually hold up when you're batch prepping veggies, mixing dough, or trying to get dinner on the table in under an hour? And what about that 300-watt motor? Is that enough for real-world tasks like grating hard cheese or kneading bread? We'll get into all of that. I'll also show you the one design detail that surprised me, and might be a deal breaker if you have limited counter space. If you're just looking for the current price or specs, the link is in the description and pinned comment. But don't click away just yet, because the way this thing is built could be the difference between a tool you'll use every week or one that ends up collecting dust. So, let's pick up right where we left off, with the way this thing is actually built. Because as much as features matter, design and construction are what really determine whether you'll want to use this every day or avoid it altogether. Visually, the KitchenAid 9-cup food processor looks clean, compact, and polished. The contour silver finish gives it that professional, neutral look that blends into most kitchens without screaming for attention. But more importantly, it stands vertically, which means it saves counter space compared to older, wider models. That said, here's something to consider. While the footprint isn't huge, it is tall, just under 17 inches. So, if you plan to store it under a cabinet, measure first. Several users pointed out that it fits awkwardly under lower shelves, especially with the lid in place. That's not a flaw exactly, but it's something to know before buying. Now, the one-click twist-free bowl assembly is genuinely a win. If you've ever fought with misaligned lids or bowls that won't lock in, this will feel like a breath of fresh air. It clicks in securely. No twisting, no second guessing. Same with the latched lid. It's solid, intuitive, and fast to open or close. Every component feels durable. The base doesn't wobble, and the bowl and attachments don't feel like thin plastic. It's a mix of sturdy plastic and stainless steel where it counts, like the slicing blades and multi-purpose chopping blade. Another small but helpful touch is the built-in cord wrap underneath. It sounds minor, but if you hate tangled cords on your counter or inside a cabinet, you'll appreciate it. In terms of noise, it's surprisingly quiet. A lot of users mentioned how refreshing it is to run this while carrying on a conversation in the kitchen. That might not sound like a big deal, but it adds to the overall easy-to-live-with design this product aims for. Now that we've covered how the KitchenAid 9-cup food processor is built, let's talk about how it actually performs, because good design only matters if the machine can back it up when you're in the middle of cooking. Let's start with the power. At 300 watts, this isn't the most powerful processor out there. And if you're used to commercial-grade appliances, you might raise an eyebrow. But here's what most users found. For everyday tasks like chopping onions, slicing potatoes, shredding carrots, or even kneading pizza dough, it holds its own surprisingly well. The 3 speed settings, high, low, and pulse, are simple and responsive. That pulse button is especially useful if you like having control over texture. For instance, if you're making a chunky salsa or coleslaw, pulse lets you fine-tune it without turning everything into mush. And speaking of texture, the blades are sharp and precise. The slicing and shredding discs offer 2 options, thin and medium, and they genuinely deliver consistent results. One user mentioned using it to slice lemons from their backyard tree every season, something they used to do by hand, and they said it saved hours. For dough, the included dough blade does the job, But here's a heads up. If you're working with heavy, sticky dough like sourdough or thick pastry, you'll want to watch the motor. It can handle it, just not in huge batches. And that's not a knock, it's just realistic for a machine in this size and wattage class. Another great detail, the 2-in-1 feed tube lets you push small or large ingredients with ease, and the small pusher has a drizzle opening, perfect for emulsifying dressings or sauces like homemade mayo or vinaigrettes. Bottom line, it's not built for commercial use, but for family meals, everyday prep, and even light baking, it performs reliably. So after seeing how the KitchenAid 9-cup food processor handles real cooking tasks, let's shift to something just as important. How easy is it to actually live with this thing day to day? Because even if a food processor works well, if it's annoying to clean or store, you'll end up avoiding it, no matter how good the performance is. Let's start with cleanup, since that's where a lot of people hesitate. The good news? The bowl, lid, and all the accessories are top-rack dishwasher safe. And since the work bowl is sealed and leak-resistant, you don't end up with ingredients trapped in tiny crevices. Users often mention how quick it is to rinse everything off if you prefer hand washing, especially helpful when you're moving fast in the kitchen. Now, one real-world detail worth noting. While the blades and discs are efficient, they're very sharp. That's great for performance, not so great when you're handling them during cleaning. A few users pointed out the need to be extra careful when washing or drying, especially the slicing discs. It's not a flaw, but definitely something to be mindful of. On the usability front, the controls are straightforward. Large paddle-style buttons with LED indicators, no confusing symbols or menus. It's the kind of layout that feels comfortable whether you're tech-savvy or not. As for storage, KitchenAid made a smart move here. All the blades, discs, and the dough tool fit inside the work bowl itself. That means fewer loose parts in your drawers and less chance of losing an accessory over time. Plus, the cord wraps underneath the base, which helps keep your counter tidy. Small touch, but really appreciated by a lot of owners. That said, remember what we talked about earlier. This unit is tall. With the bowl and lid stacked, some users found it hard to store under lower cabinets without removing parts. So, after looking at the design, performance, and day-to-day usability of the KitchenAid 9-cup food processor Plus, here's the bottom line. It's not a flashy gadget, and that's a good thing. It's a well-thought-out tool that focuses on what really matters, saving time, reducing effort, and delivering consistent results. From slicing vegetables to kneading dough, it handles everyday kitchen prep with ease and reliability. Sure, it's not built for commercial-level tasks, and if you're tight on counter space, the height may be something you'll need to work around. But for most home cooks, especially those cooking for a family or prepping meals ahead of time, it hits that sweet spot between power, simplicity, and convenience. The sealed bowl, twist-free setup, dishwasher-safe parts, and built-in storage all show that KitchenAid really considered the real-life needs of home kitchens. It's not just an appliance, it's the kind of tool that makes the difference between dreading meal prep and actually enjoying it. If you value performance without the learning curve, this one's easy to recommend. Now, if you want to see the current price or check if it's on sale, the link is down in the description and pinned comment. But remember, only click it if you feel this machine fits your needs after everything we covered. And hey, if this video helped answer your questions, give it a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What's one kitchen task you wish took less time? I read every comment, and your feedback helps shape the next reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.